Europe is talking about fighting, and if they start that fight, Russia says it is ready right now. No hesitation. Macgregor points out that the real problem is the missing adult in the room. And that adult, the one leading NATO, is Donald Trump. Reckless statements coming from NATO members ultimately become his responsibility. And the danger with constant threats is simple. If you threaten long enough, eventually you're forced to act. Not because it's smart, because you need to maintain credibility. And acting out of pressure instead of strategy is how wars start by mistake. Russia is fully armed, unified, and operating at peak military strength. So why provoke it now? Macgregor warns that these drone attacks and long-range strikes aren't signs of strategic brilliance. They're signs of desperation. And desperation sparks wars no one intends. That's why he says Trump needs to step in. Without real leadership, reckless decisions fill the vacuum. Putin has already issued his warning. Russia doesn't want a war with Europe. But if Europe starts one, Russia will finish it. And he emphasizes that a real war, not the special military operation, would escalate so fast that there may be no one left to negotiate with. Despite what many in the West believe, Russia's slow advance isn't because it lacks capability. Macgregor insists Putin is telling the truth. Russia is holding back deliberately. The West mistakes calm, coordinated messaging for weakness because it's used to leaders who speak impulsively and loudly. Russia operates differently. Its leadership speaks with one voice, deliberate, planned, and unified. Macgregor says the West constantly misreads the war. While Western analysts obsess over tiny changes on the map, Russia's actual objective was never territory. It was the destruction of Ukraine's fighting capability. Moves like abandoning Kherson weren't signs of weakness. They were strategic decisions aligned with a long-term plan. And another reality, Russia never wanted to control the regions of Ukraine that don't want them. West of the Dnieper, the population has historically resisted both Russians and Poles. Occupying them would only create endless problems. The real collapse in Ukraine isn't military. It's political. The ruling class is corrupt, surviving off foreign money. Macgregor even suggests they're already preparing to flee with whatever cash they can move. Meanwhile, Western Europe has been fed a narrative that's finally falling apart. Germany is showing cracks. Political pressure is shifting. And the financial power centers in New York and London, who Macgregor claims helped drive this conflict, can't admit failure. So they double down, promising victory that never comes. The cost is paid not in dollars, but in destroyed futures. Putin says Russia is willing to negotiate, but he believes Europe and Ukraine are intentionally sabotaging any peace process by inserting poison pills. Conditions Russia would never accept, then blaming Russia for rejecting them. He says the door to peace is open, but only for those willing to deal with reality, not fantasy. Macgregor argues Trump's peace plan is not a real peace plan. It's political theater, an attempt to give Trump a symbolic victory. Kushner and Witt are seeking something he can present as diplomatic success, but Russia's minimum requirements have never changed. The U.S. wants a photo op. Russia wants a durable agreement. Europe's leaders, meanwhile, are running out of time. Public support is collapsing. Nationalist movements in Germany are growing, not extremists, Macgregor says, but people who simply want stability and normal relations with Russia again. If peace suddenly breaks out, Europe's current leadership loses its last grip on legitimacy. So they cling to crisis because crisis is the only thing keeping them politically alive. And right on cue, European officials begin reviving the old axis of evil narrative. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran portrayed as a unified global threat. It's the same strategy used in the early 2000s, designed to justify endless confrontation. Because once the war ends, the illusion ends. And without that illusion, the political elite have nothing left to stand on.